So in this video, we're going to talk about water flush adapters for outboard jets, which is essentially just an adapter for your garden hose to run water into your outboard jet. And this serves a couple purposes. One is to flush your motor out to prevent corrosion. Maybe you've ran this thing out in the salt water and you want to flush it through your motor here. And yeah, you can do this at home without having to go to a lake or another freshwater system to flush the engine out. Another reason is to be able to start these motors in your yard. So first time this year you want to fire this thing up before you get out to the river or the lake. Be disappointed that the thing doesn't run. You can easily just bring this out into your yard, your driveway, use one of these adapters and fire it up and make sure that the engine is running good. And if you want to test it, maybe you did some minor changes to the carb, you cleaned the carbs, you did something to the outboard and you want to test it before you get to the river. Another way, just put your garden hose in here, plug it into the pump and turn the hose on and away you go. So that's kind of the basic idea of one of these adapters, and now we'll go into a little bit more detail where it's located, and then we'll give it a test outside and just show you how it works. So there's two different sizes for these flush adapters. There's a 3/8 inch here and slightly smaller metric M8. So you can see the difference here on the different size. So yeah, two different sizes, so you have to check out your outboard and see what size the intake is, whether it's the metric or the imperial, and to get the proper sized to get the proper sized flushing adapter. So let's have a look and see exactly where it is on the motor. So the flushing hose bolt is actually right in between your grease nipple here for greasing your pump, right at the top of your jet, and you can see it right there, this bolt right here. So you take that bolt out, screw the adapter in, and yeah, hook it up to your garden hose and you're good to go. So let's screw in the adapter in, show you what it looks like here, and then we'll go test it. So on this motor, it's a 13 millimeter. And you can see there it is right there. It's got a couple washers right there, so don't lose those. You can use one of the washers if you want when you screw in the adapter, so definitely don't lose this bolt. So one of the other things I should mention with these adapters and pumps is there's only, these flush adapters are only accessible on the medium and large pumps. Small pumps, your small Yamahas, Mercs, Daihatsus, there's just not enough real estate in here in the pump to put one of these in. So yeah, if you've got a small pump, you're not going to be able to plug one of these in, screw it into your pump. But if you do have a medium or large pump and you don't have one of these bolts there for the adapter, you can actually drill a hole in there yourself and tap and die it out and use one of these adapters for it. So you will have the real estate in there. You can just put it in right in between the grease fittings and drill it out, and you're good to go. So let's have a look. I'll just show you on the small pump that there isn't enough real estate there to put one of these in. So here's the small pump, and you can see in between the grease hose there's no fitting there to attach your water flush adapter. So yeah, unfortunately not available on the small pumps. So this one takes the smaller M8, so I'm just going to screw that in. And you don't have to get it super tight or even all the way in. It'll still have plenty of water to go in there. So yeah, that's essentially it right there. This just hooks up. Let's have it from a different view. You can see it just goes in there. You hook the garden hose to the other end and away you go. So we'll just screw this in. Get our garden hose attached, and yeah, we'll fire this up and see how it works. Okay, ready to go. Let's fire this up and see what happens. testing the motor out with these water flush adapters, don't give it any more than just the lowest throttle possible to keep it idling. There's not a lot of pressure there for the impeller and that, and it can really wind that thing up. So yeah, just keep it idling, make sure it's peeing out the back. That's one thing you can do is always make sure your motor is peeing. A good way to test it, especially if you did something to the pump, you took the pump off, you want to test it out again, and make sure it's peeing before you head all the way down to the river or lake, especially if it's a long distance away. So that is one of the benefits as well of having the water flush adapters. If you are looking for one of these, I do have a whole pile of them for sale, so send me a message, and yeah, we can set you up with one of these water adapters. Just need to know what size your pump is. So yeah, thanks for watching.